Hello, this is the TradeSite US Stocks and Futures Market Preview for the week beginning Monday, May 11th and ending Friday, the 15th of May. Happy Mother's Day weekend to all the moms out there. This week will be options expiration for the month of May because it is the third Friday, which means we'll be looking at a potential options unraveling move on Wednesday, and then the expiration is Friday. Might not get much because it's a single expiration, not a triple expiration, but we shall keep an eye out nonetheless. Futures markets just opened. It's Sunday afternoon as I record this. Not a big deal here. ES showing down 10 and NQ's down 33 so far. Obviously, that can change overnight. We've got 15 hours until the markets open, so it is what it is. In terms of let's go through the daily charts of everything. This is the ES front month futures chart, daily chart of the broad market in futures form. Didn't popped up late in the week after a pretty flat Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll look at the intra-week action. Still hasn't made new highs since just over a week ago. Crude oil 24.63. That's up $1.08. Gold down $21 to 17.04. Still hanging out in a high range base. S&P cash gained 48 on Friday. Puts it right at the 62% fib retracement of the move down, the initial move down. And by the way, let's keep an eye on that bar count. We're 8 candles up. That would have been 9 on projection of 9 on Friday. On the S&P, sorry, that's the NDX I'm showing right now. Let's go back to the S&P. 8, yeah, it would have been 9 on Friday. So we're getting close to a secret 13 sell signal on the daily charts of both the S&P and the NDX. Stocks, the NDX was up 118.47, almost back. It's actually green for the year at this point. Almost back near the highs, all because of 6 stocks. That's it. 6 stocks carrying the Nasdaq. If you take those same 6 stocks, which weigh in at 20% of the S&P, the rest of the S&P is not bouncing right now. Stocks up 50, not at highs since the move started here. Biotech's up 33, hanging out near highs, which makes a lot of sense, obviously. Russell 2000 up 46 points on Friday. The VIX lost 3.46. Now, we have a 13 buy signal on the VIX right here. Think about that. 13 buy signal in place, and we're right at the risk line. So the VIX has made its way all the way back to what was support. If you look way back on the left in August, the high there was 24.81. The low on Friday, 27.89. So it's heading back towards that support area of that base, and we've got a 13 buy signal on the VIX. If the VIX turns up, the market will turn down. So let's just keep that in mind. For those of you trading the cash VIX, we had some puts. Getting to the point where we're probably going to want to close these out. It's still at 34.95. We bottom higher, but we'll see. A trend closes at 0.58. That puts the 10-day moving average at 1.18. NASDAQ volume 3.8 billion shares, which is average for what we've been dealing with lately. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ plus 1690.78. More stocks up and down. Plus 1989 on the New York. So more stocks up and down. What's really driving all this? Well, Google up 15 again. So Google has made its way back. Apple up $7.21. Apple has made its way back near its all-time highs. Netflix was down 98 cents, but still hanging out very much at all-time highs. Amazon up 12, and this has been a big part of the move back up in the markets. This thing's gone from almost 1,600 to 2,500 in a month and a half. Tesla up 39.38, making its way back to the highs. Facebook up $1.09. Goldman Sachs up $3.07. Hasn't really recovered at all. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, down $2.16. The Dow was up 455 on Friday. All right, so in terms of intra-week action, 5-minute candles. Nope, we'll look at 10-minute candles for the week. So we can see the whole week. You can see the prior Friday, little gap down on Monday, made our way back up and closed just barely green. Tuesday, we gapped up. It went a little higher, then slipped late in the day. Wednesday, we gapped up, filled, and slipped late in the day again, and closed almost, still had not filled that gap from Monday morning to Tuesday's open. And at that point on Wednesday, we're only up a couple points on the S&P for the week. Thursday, we gap up, very flat day, one little move ahead of lunch, and then gave it back, opened and closed about the same place. And then Friday, we gap up and the drift higher. So most of the upward movement of the week, if you realize that we gained about 100 points for the week, you can account for that. The gap Monday to Tuesday is about 35 points. The one from Wednesday to Thursday is about 35 points. and the one from Thursday to Friday is about, let's call it 25 points. So if you add those up, 70, 95 points out of the 100-point move are in gaps to get us there. Pretty interesting. If you look at the NASDAQ side, a little more positive for the week, kind of a drift all the way up. All right, so what do we have to look forward to for this week ahead? Obviously, I mentioned options expiration. That's the main focal point, but we've also got some news. There's no news at all on Monday. On Tuesday, we've got the NFIB Small Business Index at 6 a.m. We've got CPI at 8:30. We've got 10-year bond auction at 1 p.m. and federal budget balance at 2. So that CPI probably not going to mean a lot right now to the markets. On Wednesday, we've got the core PPI number. Fed Chair Powell speaking at 9 a.m. Crude oil inventories at 10:30. 30-year bond auction at 1. On Friday, we've got the on Thursday, sorry, we've got the initial and continuing jobless claims numbers. More expected problems there, I'm sure. Import-export prices, that's an hour before the bell. Natty gas, an hour into the market. And then on Friday, retail sales and Empire State Manufacturing Index, an hour before the bell. Capacity utilization, industrial production at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time. And 30 minutes into the market, we've got preliminary University of Michigan sentiment, business inventories, JOLTS job openings. And then at the close, tick long-term purchases. So that is the week ahead. We'll see what we get, obviously, as we stay focused on the economic numbers that are continuing to hit in the middle of this pandemic. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week in stocks and futures.